Hi, it's a pleasure to be here once more at this great conference. Today, we are going to do a conjoint presentation with the three authors of the paper, Joana Santiago, Teresa Borges Tiago, and Flávio Tiago. Joana is from ACIEK Lisbon School of Economics and Management, and me and Flávio, we are from University of the Azores. And today we are going to present you our research work that we untitled as The Game of Contents, the Lost Battle of Firm-Generated Content. So we put a question on our title because what we aim to achieve with this research work is to clearly understand if firm-generated content that is less study, less focus on research, is truly having the same impact over brand creation as those contents that are created by end users. So at this point, what we notice is that the content that is posted online by users tends to influence the perception of peers regarding the brand image. So let's try to figure out if when looking at the content that is posted by firms, we have the same impact. If we really are valuing the brand with the firm generated content.
In this research, we have conducted a science metric analysis, identifying the density and main research focus regarding communication flows over social networks. We use Web of Science database and searched social media, communication, and content keywords. You can see the results in this figure. We use Voice Viewer software, and we can identify in this figure two significant clusters that were constructed around two social networks, Instagram and Twitter. The third large cluster in blue is related with brands, brand awareness, brand knowledge, and consumer brand engagement. And the fourth cluster is anchored in user-generated content that has a strong relation with brand equity and consumer purchase intentions. Content is one of the most important things on the internet. A significant number of studies point out that user-generated content have a positive impact on users' brand relationship and on purchase intentions. In this research, we have focused on the firm-generated content, expecting the same kind of results. This is a very important subject for companies, considering the increasing amount of financial and human resources invested in this area. Considering the evidence found previously, we hypothesized that firm-generated content positively affects buyers' purchase intentions. We also think that firm-generated content have a positive impact on brand equity and brand attitude. Say that, as we can see in our model, brand also have a positive impact on buyer purchase intentions. Consumer attitudes toward brands can affect their purchase behavior. We also believe that different kind of consumers are affected in different ways by firm generated content. So the main focus is in firm generated content that have different effects, direct and indirect effects in buyer purchase intentions.
Now, as it comes to the methodology and results, a partial last square method for structural equation modeling was applied and assisted by a small PLS sample to assess how firm-generated content influences brand equity, brand attitude, and purchase intention. The choice of using PLS methodology was motivated by the advantages that it carries. It also has become a popular technique among researchers in the past years and has been adopted in pure research on online user behavior. Additionally, a cluster analysis was conducted, and after a fast visual clustering using the hierarchical clustering technique, the k-means clustering method was applied to divide the data set into a small number of clusters, considering as the best solution found at the initial clustering procedure. Afterwards, a partial last squares multigroup analysis was performed to assess the differences in subsamples. Now, as it comes to the sample and data collection, the data was collected through an online survey using a non-probabilistic convenience sample. Considering the high technological and social networking adoption rate in Portugal, Portuguese customers were useful for the study. Initially, 243 respondents had answers to some or most questions. All incomplete questionnaires were excluded from the analysis, leading therefore to the final sample of 144 respondents. Of those, around 55% were female and 45% were male. All respondents were adults between 18 and 64 years old, with the most pertinent age rate between 18 and 29 years old. Now, as regarding the activity of the respondents on social media, they indicated that they were mainly active on Facebook and Instagram, or on both together. Also, some respondents have mentioned LinkedIn and Twitter. All the variables were measured using the Likert scales. We also made some questions that it comes to the digital and online purchasing habits since the lockdown, and here we had also some additional questions. As it was mentioned, the PLS analysis was conducted to assess both the direct and indirect influence of firm-generated content on purchase intention. The measurement model was evaluated in terms of indicator reliability, reliability of items, convergent reliability, internal consistency, and discriminant validity. And the model has a good fit. Also, all the Cronbach alpha values for all constructs were above the recommended 0.7 point, indicating good reliability. As it comes to the average variance extracted of each indicator, it was greater than the expected minimum consistency, which also ensures convergent validity. Now, as it comes to the hypothesis testing, the survey findings suggested that firm-generated content negatively impacts purchase intention and has a low effect on brand equity and brand attitude. There is a stronger positive relationship between brand equity and purchase intention, as well as brand attitude and purchase intention. Those interesting findings, there were also some changes in the relationship strengths observed when we made the multi-group analysis. So as we considered the groups with different technical aptitude levels, there was a stronger relationship between firm-generated content and brand attitude in the group with high technological aptitude, while in the group with the average aptitude, the path coefficient was negative. Additionally, for the group with average technological aptitude, there is a stronger relationship between brand attitude and purchase intention. However, for this group analysis, the analyses were not significant. Group analysis, we compared the gender differences, and here also some small differences could be found, stressing that men value more the firm-generated content. Also, this multi-group analysis was not statistically significant.
Lastly, as you may recall, we aim to establish if the previous behavior in terms of online purchase would be modified after post-COVID in terms of the influence of the content that is being transmitted by firms. So an additional multi-group analysis was conducting using online purchase after COVID-19 pandemic has a splitting variable aiming to support H8. Unlike all the previous models that Joanna just presented you, for the case of multi-group analysis, this one came out significant. This means that we have a stronger relationship between the variables, and even the signs have slightly changed on the process. For buyers that maintain their online purchase behavior, there is a stronger relationship between the firm content generator and brand attitude. As you can see, we have a path of over 0.744 between firm generated content and brand equity. Once more, we have a strong relationship, and between brand equity and purchase intention, the path coefficient is over 800. So when we look at this, we can clearly understand that firm generated content positively impacts purchase intention of those that already had previous online buying behavior. That means that for those who already had a relationship with a firm, the fact that firms truly act online and share contents enhance their overall perspective. To finalize, I want to share with you that this study that attempts to examine how consumers respond to firm-generated content has an influence of their purchase intention come out with some novelties. The first one has to do with the fact that empirical evidence show little influence of firm-generated content in purchase intention. In some cases, almost none in fact. Secondly, the study reveals the dominance of brand equity and brand attitude as influencers of the purchase intention. The last thing that I want to share with you is the fact that, as previous frameworks already explored, we can consider that firm-generated content as a mediator that influence purchase intention through brand equity and brand attitude. This was specifically highlighted in this last split model, as you can see, showing that those consumers that already had a past experience with the firm before COVID-19 tend to value more the firm's communication than those that are starting to change their behavior in terms of online purchase and online search for information. The outputs of this study have several managerial implications in line of these findings, mostly focusing or targeting those customers that already had a past experience in online shopping. Let me just highlight you the fact that we still have a lot to add to this study and a lot of new frontiers to go over. So we are thinking to look in the future time into three different concepts that may influence the present model. The first one has to do with brand communication perception as bad publicity. So it's something that needs to be looking into a deeper way. The fact of we could augment the value of firm-generated content using endorsers or celebrities or even social media influencers. And the last hypothesis that we can research in the future time is the fact that the tone and the balance of the content that is used may also influence the success of the firm's generated content has on purchase intention. Just finish this presentation thanking you for your attention and consideration and aiming to be able to unveil all the questions and comments that may come from this. Thank you.